So hi guys, welcome back to Late Night Vibes with Ine and Cece. So today we're going to unpack a viral video, family drama, a husband that lied, a furious wife, and a child in the middle. With me today, I've got Olaide Awobile. Olaide is a lawyer in the United Kingdom. I've got Asela Bigo. We have Ade. Ade is our international businessman extraordinary. And we have Cece. So with the video we've seen so far, viewers, I suppose you haven't seen this video, so we'll just pause and play this video.
Did you tell me she was your daughter? Did you tell me she was your daughter? Did you tell me she was your daughter?
Why is the camera?
You told me she was your niece. You bloody liar.
Man, you go to no camera.
Get out.
Man, you go to
and you may post here.
Camera.
May post here. People will know you for who you are. People will know you for who you are. You're a devil. You're a devil. People will know you for who you are. Get out of this house. Get out of this house. Chioma, leave this house.
There's nothing.
Chioma, leave this house.
Leave her alone.
Chioma, leave this house. Chioma, leave this house. Chioma, leave this house. Mommy, leave this place. Leave this place.
No, she's not.
Leave this house. Leave here.
Come.
Children, go upstairs. All of you go upstairs. Go upstairs, children. All of you go upstairs. Chioma, leave my house. Leave my house. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Calm down. Leave me. Someone's knocking at the door. I don't care if someone is knocking. I don't care. Idiot. I don't care. You're an idiot. People will know you. People will know you. Mommy, Ramaga. I don't care. I don't care. Who is knocking? Who is at the door? Leave me alone. I don't care even if it's neighbors. Leave me alone. Leave me.
Like this.
Come out of my way. 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 This is this. I'm going to tear all of your clothes. I will tear every of your clothes. I will tear every of your clothes. Leave me alone. Leave me. I don't care. Is she your daughter? Is she your daughter or not? Is she your daughter? You lied to me. You bloody liar.
All seen this video now that has gone viral. I'm happy you've all watched it. So we would like to the reason why we've invited an expert who is Olaide and other guests to give their opinion is because we found that there are issues in that video that we need people to know. So people don't make mistakes like that or do things like that because I haven't seen the video. I'll give my opinion as we all go. I don't really see the point for bringing out of the private family matter, like that. But let's just address each of the issue as we've seen. So moving on would be Olaide, our lawyer and expert, to answer. I've got a few questions for all of us to answer. So I'll ask Olaide. Olaide, thank you, and thank you once again, all of you, for coming on this section. So Olaide, this question is to you. Can the wife be charged for hitting and filming the husband?
Yes, she can. Yes, she can.
Okay. Do you want to just add a little bit flesh to that answer, please?
Okay, so the thing is that my starting point is that when you watch the video, both the guy and the lady, they are in the wrong. But a lot of people are sympathizing with the lady without actually turning the tables round. Now, imagine in the UK, I don't know where they live, but let's just presume it happened in the UK.
Yeah.
Yes, assuming it was in the UK, there is a viral video where a man is shouting on the woman and rips her clothes, scaring the children, then now had the audacity to start sharing the video on social media. It is clearly a case of abuse. All right. So, and the law does not differentiate whether you're a man or a woman. All right. So I think the woman was being abusive. It is wrong that the husband hid the child's identity by lying that the child was his niece. Meanwhile, the child was his biological daughter. But I feel the woman is more in the wrong. Number one, she did not control her anger. Number two, she ripped his clothes. Number three, she was shouting and yelling, scaring the children. Number four, she walked out a minor out of the house, exposing the child to risk.
Okay.
And indirectly trying to take the laws in her hand.
Good. Let me stop you. Let me stop you for a second there, Malaidi,
Okay.
because we've got a lot to unpack. So, and we need to do this thing in a short time. So, thank you so much for addressing those issues. And that's why we brought this video, so people don't think it's normal for a guy or a lady to do that. So we want to educate people. That is the essence. We just don't want to come and bash anybody, but we want people to learn from that short video, very short, but lots of things to unpack from that video, so people don't, mess their family apart, So again, I'm conscious you have somewhere to go. Now, the second question again will be, I think you touched on that when you is lying about a child's identity illegal in the UK?
Well, you are entitled to tell anybody anything that you want to. Do you understand? If like now I'm of dual citizenship, it depends on the part of me that I want to tell you. Do you understand? I feel he must have been so scared of his wife, I believe, to have hidden the identity of the child. So, but I think, to be honest, we don't know much. We're just saying based on what we have seen. Clearly, the woman is in shock. But let's also look at the other side. Why didn't he come forward? Probably he's scared of her. Or maybe there are other issues like immigration, because I am sensing there might be some underlining things like immigration, and he's scared of her clearly, because obviously, even though he's the man, but we all can see that it looks like the woman is the one dominating in the relationship. Yes. So that's why he couldn't be open to tell her that the child, because he feared consequences like this that we're seeing.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. That's a very good point. There's so much. If you go online on social media, people are bashing and cursing the man and all of that, but there are issues to address, and I thank you, and that's why we're coming to unpack all of this one. So the next one, we're assuming, because we're not 100% sure that it happened in the UK. From what we saw in the house, it seemed like a UK property, but we're not sure. We're definitely assuming. So whatever we're saying is an assumption that it happened in the UK or in the Western world. So going again, now she's asked Chioma to leave the house. Chioma should leave the house. Does Chioma, what right does Chioma have as a minor? She looks like a minor. We're not sure, but we'll still assume in this situation.
Well, with regards to Chioma, because she's a minor, like you clearly said, she'll be relying on an adult to help her out. So my advice would be, if the man was my client, is that he should call the police. And where an incident happens in the home and children are present, automatically a social worker gets involved, right? So sadly, even though the woman had funny intentions, she has just done them a big good. Do you understand? Because this is first class evidence that she has rejected the child. The child has nowhere to stay. And if the local authorities take the child, they will house the child and probably even sort her immigration. And as the husband being a victim of abuse, if he gets good representation, for example, if he's my client, I'll tell him to report her to the police. Then I'll refer him to a male domestic violence group, and we'll get the local authorities involved. And sadly, this video is first class evidence of abuse, that he is being subjected to abuse, and we'll try and push for him to get accommodation for himself and his daughter. So that's why I said earlier on, and even when we had discussions earlier on, what the woman was thinking is different from what the outcome is likely going to be. She has indirectly helped him to sort out his immigration, helped him in terms of getting housing, and helped the child to sort her immigration and live, if it was in the UK, permanently away from her.
Okay.
I know it's painful, don't get me wrong. Like I told you yesterday, my ex-husband has a child with a younger woman, right? I know how painful it is. But I think the approach is where she got it wrong.
Yeah. Okay. That's fantastic, because we were really conscious about time, and thank you so much. I'm very impressed that you've touched on most of, and there are, with all of you, our guests that are here as well, I know we've got questions as well that I've got for all of you to answer. So the last one, I'll lie there. If you want to leave your number just in case they see this video or someone wants to pass it on, I don't know if you'll be happy to leave your number and he can contact you, or someone can contact you, just that might be in similar situation. A man or a lady could be in similar situation. They can contact you. If you're happy to leave your number, you can just tell your number, and then I've got the last question for you. So I just don't want to forget to take your number. So can the husband take legal action for assault?
Kind of, yes, he can. But the woman also has, well, I can't really say self-defense, because if you look at the video critically, she kept saying, move out of my way. So if he had moved out of our way, maybe she won't have ripped his clothes. So it's both ways. We have to look in depth, analyze it better. But for him, I think what he should just do, like I said earlier on, it all depends on also this woman's immigration status. If she's a British citizen, she has just given him a jackpot, because if he has police reports and evidence of him, being associated to domestic abuse, the Home Office will grant him ILR. And if she's not a British citizen and the local authority is involved and they feel there's a need to give him and Chioma protection, they will give him leave to remain. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So with the criminal charges, obviously, I doubt if the woman will be able to get away with it. But obviously, the court will look at so many things.
Yeah.
They will look at her history. Maybe it's best for her to I don't know. It all depends on a lot of things.
Yeah, a lot of things. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, you've really touched on little those things. Those are the things we just want as eye openers to people out there that think is right. We're not saying what the man did. What the man did is 100% wrong.
Yes,
100% wrong. So we are not saying that he is in the right at all. But we're just trying to see, this video that we've watched, what is wrong with this, what is wrong with that. So thank you so much for addressing that. All right. So, good. All right. Do you want to leave your number, Olaide, just in case anybody wants to contact you?
Okay, my number is 078-188-03132. Or they can just Google Olaide Awugbile and they can send me messages and I would respond and we'll take it from there. However, my work is privately funded. I don't have the legal aid contract for now, but I can always point him in the right direction. I've got friends that got the legal aid contract that I can always direct him to, for help. So...
Fair enough. So what I'll do is I can also take the details of your firm and then I'll put it in the link. Yeah.
Yes, they've not given me authority to discuss it in this show. So
all right, that's fine.
Because I don't own the firm I work with. Okay. So I need their permission before I mention their names. Okay. You know how it is.
We have your number anyway, so that's good. So now over to you, our guest. I'll start with Ade. At least it's fair that we have a man as well. Here. So over to you, Ade, our international businessman extraordinary. I've got a question as well. So, and then the next person would be Asel and then Sisi. So, what do you feel for the most? The wife, the husband, or Chioma?
For me, Chioma was what actually got my attention. That for the fact that she's a minor, an innocent minor in all of this, and her being asked to leave the house. That was what actually got my attention about this whole thing. I do agree with everything that the solicitor said. I think there is a case of assault and battery with what the woman has done. But like everybody else, I totally get where she's coming from. She has every right to be angry. And it was very sad to watch the whole thing. You know, that's the family that's in turmoil. And, you know, I really feel for all of them. And I really hope that they can all heal. Whether they do it together or in separate ways, I really want all of them to. There's a lot of healing that needs to be done in that family by all of them, because they've just experienced a very traumatic event. And the guy is to blame. But, you know, we don't know the full backstory to this. Maybe him and the woman were dating around the time Chioma was supposed to have been born, before they got married, you know? So it could have been a case where he actually cheated with her from a long time ago, and Chioma was the product of that, you know, relationship outside. You understand? But looking at her, I think she's about 15 or under, so she's definitely a minor. And it's not her fault. And I think the woman, you know, she must have told her to leave out of anger, maybe feeling that she was complicit in the whole thing. But she needs to understand that being a minor, she would only do things under instruction from her father. If her father said to her, when you get here, don't say anything that you're my daughter, because that's the only way you can stay in this house, she's going to follow that. You know, it's not something that she would just have planned, you know, to pull the wool over the woman's eyes. So she's an innocent child, you know. And, you know, being a Pan-Africanist as well, I believe in this whole thing about the community raises the children, you know. So it's not nice to see that. You know, even the half siblings, they were all begging for her. You know, it's not nice to see.
Okay.
You know?
Thank you so much for that. And moving on to Asel Abigo. Asel, thank you so much again for joining us. So this question is for you. Was the wife's reaction fair or over the top?
Well, it all depends on, you know, her own content. I mean, that's her biological and mental content. Yes, it got to a point of aggression, but you would also look at how, as couple, they've been relating. If they've been relating in that way, you know, going to those extremes, then that is your own pattern, you know. And so I really don't want to point fingers necessarily. I'm not sure I saw her slap the guy, but they had a little ruffle. We don't know what her, you know, the state of her mental health, like the earlier speaker, the lawyer, mentioned. So all of that has to be looked into. And the other thing you have to remember is that I'm not blaming anybody for it, because I really don't know how he broke this news to her. You know, if she was actually ready to get this news, and the circumstances for which, as suggested, maybe they were already dating when he had this baby. Okay, so we're looking at the issues, the background issues, circumstances, and also their pattern of living. You know, the pattern of their relationship, whether they usually shout at each other or they usually struggle in such a way. But the woman might have been in a point of shock and hysteria, which we always forget, that when things become shocking for women, they can just, you know, lose it. You know, and so for her to have asked the girl to leave, maybe it was just a moment of anger. She asked the youngster to leave the house, but she couldn't ask her to go. We didn't see that she had to go like any further than maybe outside the door. We have to look at that as well. And in terms of the whole scenario, if they were immigrants and if the lady was the sponsor of her husband to come over to this country, assuming it is, then it would be an issue for the guy and an issue for the child as well. And as the previous speaker said, because she's a minor,
the authorities would like to look into that, look into, what's going on in a situation, how she came in the first place, and what her needs might be, even if it's just a temporary period, and then if they need to escalate it. In terms of the abuse, the scuffle between the couple, I don't think she, she really hurt him that much, apart from, ripping his clothes. So I don't think you could call it domestic violence, but if that was just one situation, you just can assume that is domestic violence.
But we'll not go in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll not go into that anymore as such. So because we said we're not really sure what's happening around there, but we just want to
exactly. So that's
let's just hear what if our reactions were fair or over the top. So I'll now go on to Sisi. Sisi, how should the husband have handled this from the start?
Well, from my point of view, because it was clipped, we don't even know if the argument started, how long the argument started, because we just got clips of certain things that was happening. And when you heard her, she said she's going to expose him. So I think her intention was to expose him. And when you could hear him, he was on the camera and said, "Why are you showing my face?" So she wanted to expose him, like, "Oh, this is what you're doing." You understand? That kind of sense when she had the camera. Because if you're angry, if you're like your husband, you find out your husband is cheating, you don't pick up a camera and start to
when they've not consented.
Yes, I think she wanted to expose him on social media. Do you understand? Because when you're recording and you've seen everything, you look back to it, you have to say, "No, I don't want to do this because it's going to be bad for the whole family." So I think she wanted to and she was angry, and she wanted to expose him. That's why she picked up the camera. Because if your husband comes to you and said, "That's not my," you found that that's his, that's not his niece, that's your daughter. Your mind will not be thinking, "I need to pick up a camera and start to video it."
Yeah.
So she had the intention of exposing him on social media, and he knew too. That's why he said, "Don't put the camera on my face." He didn't want for people to see him on social media too.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. So her intention was to get at him. And I think that's also why she said she was going to take the child out of the house to get at the guy too. As you said, she was angry. She was angry, but as you said, the girl did not leave the house. She was saying, "Get out of my house, get out of my house, get out of my house." But she did not take the girl out because we didn't see the girl leave the house. She was close to the door, but she did not go out.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking everything was to get at the guy. To probably to make him angry, and probably for him to hit her. Then she said, "Oh, look at him, he's angry and this is what he does." So I think everything was towards the guy.
Okay.
But also she got herself in trouble because she had a camera and she exposed herself too. And the lady was saying, "You don't know the pattern of their relationship, which has been going on. This is how they are," because it seemed very normal to them how they were going on. As I said, she wasn't concerned about the consequences of recording with the family and the children too.
Yeah.
So I think her intention was with the guy, but it went wrong for her because we saw her own incident too, what was happening. Because everything should have been for the children. Someone should have protected the children. That should not happen in front of the kids. There were 3 adults there, and everyone was less concerned about the children, about their own agendas.
Right.
Very true.
Safeguarding. You have to safeguard the children. Some adults should have said, "No, we're not doing this in front of the children. There should be a time and place." She was angry, yes. But for the children's sake, do not do it in front of them.
Yeah. So
they all went off and they forgot about the children.
That's true.
There were 2 with I think it was the mother, grandmother, and there was the other one near the door, and there's Chioma near the one was near the wall and Chioma was near the door. There were 4 children there, and even the lady said, "Oh, you go upstairs."
Yeah, true. Very true.
The children wasn't there.
Can I just add to what?
I'll come to you, Saadi. I'll come to you, Saadi. Yeah, just hold fire on that one, and don't forget what you want to say, right? Sisi, have you finished?
Yeah, I know it's the same. Like the lady was saying, like
You don't know because how he came up with telling her, oh, she's thinking that's his niece. Then finding out that's her daughter. That's shocking. That the lady said it's shocking, and as she's saying, she could not hold her control, anger, wherever it was. She should be able to, but she could not.
Okay. Thank you for that. So, Sadi, I'll come to you. If you quickly tell us what you have to say, and then we just need to wrap it up now in 1 minute. I've got just want everybody to have just
basically to buttress what Cece was just saying, because I think it was kind of like a semi-family or formal family meeting, because the woman's mother did not express any kind of shock, herself, that what do you mean that is not your niece? I thought that so I think he called that meeting together with the woman's mother. He might have said that to her first, and look, this is actually my daughter, and I need to break this news to your daughter, and things just went wrong. Obviously the woman took it, the way she's supposed to, because she's right to be angry. Everybody is condemning the man, and that is correct. It's not something that you should hide from a partner, your own child, your own biological child. You don't hide from partners, so, but it will be interesting to see the reason as to why he did that, but notwithstanding, there are bigger implications. If somebody is going to be filming somebody because they've done wrong to them and then assaulting them, battery, etc., there's implication that they themselves might get themselves in trouble, which legally, even though we understand the reason why she's doing it, but is it the right way to behave? That's the question. I know there's obviously the shock aspect of it as well, but like I said, I just hope they all heal from this. It's a very, very major trauma, that's a traumatic experience that's happened to that family.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that contribution. So finally, I'll go to everyone, but this is for me. I want to add about if private family issues, should go public, like it's gone, like this video going. For me, I don't think it should, because I wouldn't like to spread my dirty linen outside. It's not. I like to, my happiness, of course, everyone should know. Happy, good things, fine. Dirty linen doesn't go outside. We settle it within the home front, and then happy outside we are. That is for me. That's my take on that. So now to everyone, less than 1 minute, because now we've really gone over time. Less than 1 minute. What's your advice? What's the message to kids that will be caught up in adult lies, and to other partners, families? What will be your message in less than 1 minute? I'll go on to Olaide in less than 1 minute. What will be your message to kids caught up in these adult lies and families that are thinking of, spouses that are thinking of doing things like this? I suppose Olaide is driving, so I'll move to you, Marcel. What would be please.
Well, I think families have to learn how to put things together. Like somebody said earlier, that it takes a community to bring up children and all of that. If she had that kind of problem, she could have called. If she must have some friends, mature friends who can speak to her or speak to this guy, and they can sit down together and try and resolve the issue. He might have lied because he needed the resources to bring her over, or whichever means for which he brought his niece over. His daughter over, and claimed that is his niece. We don't know the complications, so it's really difficult to really deliberate. Well, I would say, anything that happens in family, especially if children are around, it would be unfair, for you to raise your voice in that manner, hit their father in that manner, and put him in those circumstances. I'm seeing it that was a wrong upbringing for her, on her side. And then for the guy, well, he should have found a better way of putting this across to her, and made sure that there was somebody who was mediating this to say, please, you see, I have this thing that happened, and I want to tell you this thing, and that's why I've called uncle here to, you understand? So you pull it out, present it nicely, and make sure that there's calm, and not take it any further.
Thank you. And over to you, Sade. What would be your message?
my message is that I believe family issues should be private. But however, in this case, the woman made the decision to film something and deliberately said she was going to post it out on social media. So therefore, people are going to look at it, and therefore people are going to have opinions about it. And it's not all going to be the same type of opinion. So that's one thing people need to be aware of. If you're going to post stuff like this, your family problems in the public domain, expect different types of opinions and feedback on it, right? And for children caught up in this kind of a thing, I think the best thing they can do is to try and find other family members that they can actually talk to, right? And let them know what is going on. Fair enough, the guy may have said to her, look, don't tell her that you're my daughter. But if he's got a brother or a sister, or if his mother or his father is alive, she can reach out to them and say, look, I don't feel comfortable about this, it could end up backfiring, landing us in trouble. But they need to have that family support network. And if they don't have a family support network, then close friends, will do. But it's something they can't keep to themselves. They have to reach out to other people.
Absolutely correct. And over to you, Cece, finally, so that we can move on.
For me, is that obviously family values is lost, because we're in like social media, and this is not the first case you see people running to social media to put their stuff in social media. So it's kind of like a nowadays thing. A lot of people do that, and it's so wrong than actually sitting down and trying to resolve something. Mm-hmm. Then running to the first thing they do is run to social media. You understand? So it's the modern days of what people do now. It's so wrong. So wrong.
So what would be your
family values are missing? Like family, that's what's missing in everything.
Yeah, good. So that's it. So your message would be that you don't have to put everything that happens in your family in social media. Don't run to social media. Don't run to social media. And that is a very good message, a very good one. So thank you so much, everyone. And basically, and to our viewers, what do you think? Did anyone, the husband, the wife, handle, or the adults, like Cece said, around it, did they handle this situation right? Please do not forget to drop a comment, subscribe for more content, like and share our videos. And thank you once again to everyone, Sadi, and everyone for coming. Thank you. And I will see you again. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.